as far as the book, I don't know if anybody can. I don't know. I don't know. The book you should buy separate from your tuition. Now with My Labs Plus comes with tuition. Does anybody know if there was an extra? I don't think with Webassign there is a technological fee or whatever. I think you have to buy the book or buy the access code. You can buy the access code with the book, or you can buy the access code online. That's why I find it strange that you signed up, Ms. Shuttleworth, and you didn't have to put in a credit card or anything.
I think it automatically in class, the access code, because it's not showing.
No, you get a grace period. You get a grace period right when you sign in, or you and then you get so you got to buy the actual thing.
I think you have to buy an access code.
It wasn't showing up on
What?
the iShop TCTC.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, I don't know about. I don't know anything about iShop.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's automatically applied. And then the unlimited thing is the trial. And so after that, I mean, the things go away.
Well, just make sure y'all know what. I mean, as long as y'all can stay on it all semester, however you need to do it. But they have got these things so. Webassign is kind of like the Mickey Mouse, where My Labs Plus is the Rolex. So let's just play it by ear. But somebody has to pay for the access to it. All right. I don't know if you pay for it or if you do it. But there's two numbers. There's a class key, which I gave y'all, and then there's what they call an access code. The access code basically is a proof of purchase. Okay, the proof of purchase of the book or the proof of purchase online. Okay, basically it says, okay, I'm a student, I'm enrolled in Math 130, but I have to buy access to the material. Okay, the material is online, or you buy a book. Either way, you've got to have a access code. So you need to write that down in your notes. You've got to have an access code to go through the semester on Webassign. Okay? Does anybody, you said you bought an access code up there in Pendleton, right? Or it came with the book,
sir.
Right?
Yes, sir. It came with the book.
Was it like 14 digits or 12 digits? How many digits was it?
It had like the first part of it was Cengage, and then I would say like seven digits, something like that.
Okay, well then they've changed it. It used to be like a lot of digits. Anybody else get an access code that had Cengage on it? Okay, how'd you get yours?
I just filled out Math 130 and that's what they gave me.
Filled out Math 130.
Like when you go to the bookstore, they'll give you like a slip of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And you put your class on it. And that's what they gave me.
And they gave you an access code?
You pay for it?
Yeah, I paid for it.
Okay, how much was it? You don't remember? Do you? Okay, he don't know because it came with the book.
It came with
Huh? What?
It was $40 including school.
Let me see. Is this what they gave you? Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This comes with the book. Does it have an access code in it? I can't see. It's on the inside. Yeah, there it is. It's got a bunch of digits. That's what I was thinking right there. All right. So y'all can't see it. I don't know if you can see it right here or not, but it's got y'all see that right there? It's got like, okay, there it is. It's a little cardboard doohickey. Comes with your book, and it has an access code that says Cengage, and then it has like 16 digits. Now, you can get that with the book, or it will come online, but you have to find it online. What I'd suggest do is just call the 1-800 number. I gave you that the other day. Call the 1-800 number. If you didn't buy it with the book, if you didn't get this little cardboard access code, then you need to get online and you need to say, hey, I need the access code. I didn't buy a book. I'm going to use the ebook online. And then they'll tell you what to do. Capiche? Sure. Okay. All right. Right quick. Go ahead and pass that around. Put the date right there. What is it, 110? Okay. Now, I'm going to go through a couple of things that I went over the other day, just in case. I'm kind of going over two things. I want to go over the handouts again, not all the way through, but I want to cover a couple of things because some of y'all are adding. There's some people adding. There's some people, that didn't show up the other day, whatever the case may be. Pendleton, how many seats do you have that's open? I see 2 on the right-hand side. Is there any other chairs in there that can be used?
Yeah, there's 2 chairs, or 3 other chairs.
There's 3 chairs, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
There
7,
we
8,
go.
9, 10, 11. There's 11, and then you say there's 3 other chairs that can be used?
Like that aren't at the, I guess you can't see. There's 1 in that corner and then 2 in that corner.
There are also 2 over here.
Oh, there's 2
So there's like 5 seats that people can sit in.
Well, there's like
8
3
seats.
at the desk.
Okay,
Like,
all right.
actual
There's
sitting
about 8
spots. There's
seats.
other like chairs.
Okay. Well, in other words, there's places for people to sit. Okay.
Yes.
Let me make sure before I go. Easily, I see y'all got places, and Oconee, y'all got plenty of places. Let me make sure nobody's calling in
Right.
to Skype in. I don't think they are, but no. What? Okay, somebody is trying to Skype in. Okay, hold on just a second.
Comedy store.
Okay, it's supposed to, there we go. Okay. All right. So we got one more person. He missed all that stuff, but that's all right. And I want to just cover a couple of things. 1:30. You're going to have to mute, Mr. Butler. And I need to see your face. Where are you? Got your video on? Make sure you turn your video on. 1:30. Y'all see the handouts? There we go. I just want to cover the outline. I want to cover that right quick just to make sure everybody understands what we're doing, because chances are we're going to be starting Tuesday on our work. Okay, now you can go ahead, and some of you have. I've already been in and looked. Some of you have actually started working, and that's fine. This is 1:03. This ain't freaking 1:30. Breathe. This must be 1:30. There we go. Sorry. I want you to realize that some of it is review. There is some review there, but make sure that you.
It's Russian.
It is. It's the Russians. It's all their fault. There we go. A lot of this is review. The whole chapter 1 is a little bit of review. It's kind of like 50% review and 50% new stuff. So we don't actually get into the calculus till we get into the rates of change. So a lot of this is, I would say, probably 50 to 65% review. Some of you may not have seen some of this stuff before, and that's fine. I will be very lenient. And when I go into some of this homework, when you send me some of these questions, I'm going to pick up on some of the stuff that you need to review on, and we're going to spend some time on that. I'm not going to just, hit you in the forehead with a brick. Okay, I'm going to fill you out, but make sure you send me the questions. Now, let's go to the actual, here's the review right here. So let's go to the factoring review. I'm just going to pull up some things. And I got to go to the student view, sorry. And you go to the student view, this is what it looks like. And we hit factoring review. And here's some examples right here. Now, there should be a somewhere where you can send it to the instructor. I don't even see it. There it is, ask your instructor. Now, this is primitive. This is a whole lot primitive. There was many days that I told them to link the ask your instructor to your to the instructor's email, and they never did do it. So maybe Cengage will do it. You ask your instructor, please help, okay? And you send it. Now, with MyLabs Plus, it sends it to my email, okay, which is very nice and very Rolex, but we're dealing with Mickey Mouse here, so when I pull up my email, it's not going to be there because they're kind of like Tri-County Tech. They still doing posters and stuff, okay? So it's not going to be there. At least I don't think, unless they fixed it. No, I don't see it, okay? So that's that. So in order to find your questions, I have to go into Webassign and I have to pull up your questions under communication. And then there should be a question in there from, there it is, right there, one answer. So this is a good thing because I can actually see what kind of questions you have. Send them in, I click on it, and it gives me that question. Again, it's very primitive, so I can go in and do that. Now, this is how you gauge the class, all right? It's very difficult to do with Webassign because Webassign sucks, but we're still going to do it, and that is how I basically gauge the class. If you send me questions, like if we went over this review section, but I'm depending on y'all to do the 3 review sections. Do the review sections, and Tuesday we're going to spend most of the time Tuesday going over questions that you send in. So do not feel intimidation of questions. If you don't send in those questions on those review sections, you might as well go ahead and drop the class because 90% of calculus is algebra. 90% of calculus is algebra. I tell my 140 class all the time, the reason people fail calculus is because they suck at algebra. So make sure you understand those first 3 sections. It's imperative that you understand it. So when you go to the assignments and you see those first 3 sections, make sure you understand how to do them. If you don't understand, you send me those questions. Now, the test, I'll show you what the test looks like. The test is not really a big deal, if I can find one. I'm trying to find Unit 1 test. Let me find Unit 1 test. This is like, y'all just don't know. This is awful compared to Webassign. There's one right there. Schedule, yes. Available. What's today? Today is April. I don't know why I was putting it in April. Well, leave it there. View. No, I want to view. Heck, come. This is a pain. February, January. What's today? The 10th?
Yeah.
And this class is 10 o'clock. Will be good. 10 o'clock. Some people are freaking out thinking I'm assigning the test already. I guarantee you there's 2 or 3 people saying, oh my God, he's assigning a test. Y'all need medication. I'm serious. They need medication. Let's go. Where's that Unit 1 test go? Okay, there we go. Do you see what I have to do? Is I have to do nothing. This is nothing like MyLabs Plus. What time's class up? 11 o'clock. Isn't it 11 o'clock? Okay. Somebody will go home tonight and this will pull up on the thing and they'll freak out. We had a test today? Watch the video. Okay, so that should be saved. Now I should be able to pull it up. I'm going to let you look and see what it looks like. Of course, it doesn't show up. I hate Webassign. Well, anyway. Anyway, when you pull up the test is really archaic compared to MyLabs Plus. You're just going to have to do the best you can with it. And I'm very lenient with Webassign because it sucks so bad. But I like using it because I don't have to deal with the paperwork, and that's why I use it. So, any questions on Webassign besides it sucks? Any questions on that? Make sure you get logged on and make sure, and I'm going to go through this again, help. Is that where didn't I give y'all a number the other day? Did I give y'all a phone number for Webassign?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was it? So I can put it on the board. 1-800 354 9706. Everybody write that down so you'll have it. So you can call Miss Shuttleworth and make sure you call that number now. At least before you start drinking today. There you go. 1-800 354 9706. And if you did not have to type in an access code, then you need to call them and ask, because you should have to type in an access code that starts with Cengage. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay, we good?
Sure.
All right.
Future?
I'm sorry, what?
Is the test under future?
It shouldn't be, because I did it for today, but let's look.
I don't know. I was just wondering.
Is it not 10 o'clock? I said freaking 10 o'clock. Damn questions. There it is. Okay, there's the preview assignment. Okay, I'll get rid of this for y'all now. I better put this up in the corner because somebody's going to say, as soon as I erase it, oh, wait a minute. I'm not doing that. Y'all are impressed, aren't you? I know you are. The things I do for y'all. See, here's a question right here. Evaluate the function at the indicated value. Evaluate is a 25-cent word for what? Plug and what? Plug and chug. You remember that from last semester, don't you? Evaluate means plug and chug. So plug in a 1, plug in a -1, plug in a 2, plug in a 1/2. Oh, that's going to obliterate some of y'all because y'all can't do anything with fractions. Plug in an x, the x plus 5 over x, and then plug in a 1 over x. So, and what they're getting you to do is, we're going to get to the difference quotient where you're plugging and chugging. But if your algebra sucks, then you're going to have a problem with plugging and chugging. Okay? So, what's the domain of this function? All real numbers. Why is it all real numbers? How do you know that so quick, Hubert? Because I know my algebra. Anything that has an x to the first, x to the second, x to the third, x to the fourth, x to the fifth, it's all real numbers. You can plug anything you want to into it. It's when you have a rational, which means a fraction, or you have a radical. That's when the domain is affected. What's the slope? Well, you got to know your slope rules. You got to know how to calculate the slope. Slope is 1/2. Dang old 2 over minus 0 over 4 minus 0. Dang old 2/4, which is 1/2. And some of you are going, whoa, wait a minute. I remember doing that. Well, you need to review. So this test is on Chapter 1, but it's also on a lot of review. Oh my gosh, look at that. What branch did Hubert serve in? What is Hubert's email? Oh my gosh, there's some bonus questions on here. I got to change that one. God, I'm going to quit putting them in there because I get tired of changing them. And you have to go through Act of Congress on this Webassign. I have to go through and I have to delete the question. Then I have to go and remake the question. I can't copy it. It blows my mind how primitive this system is. But here's some bonus questions for you. All right, let's see if you can answer them. Since I got a key beside them, it's kind of hard not to. But there's the answer there. There's the answer there. See, I put questions on. I put answers on there that nobody could get wrong. But do they? Yes.
1-800 I suck.
You also got people that can't spell mom backwards. Okay. There's my name, H. McClure. There you go. Why does Hubert not entertain the following topics at the end of the semester? Extra points, bonus points, or dropping more grades? Because Hubert gives us points on every test via these silly questions. Okay? When is the last day of class for this semester? If I do change it, it will be Tuesday, what?
23rd.
April 23rd, 2019. This is the question that I got. I'm offended. Snowflake got offended. Why did Snowflake get offended? Not one reason, but two reasons. If you're going to get offended for this, it should be for three reasons, not two reasons. Can anybody tell me why somebody got offended on this question? Yeah. I had a brother, sisters, aunts, cousins, grandfather's boyfriend get killed on September the 11th. That's what she basically said. She had this long lineage of people. The reason I keep putting September the 11th on my dadgum test is I don't want anybody to ever forget it. Okay? Sometimes we have a, and I said, well, you're not offended by December 7th, 1941? Do you know what she said? What's that? She said, no, I'm not offended by that. What is that? Consider the source. And then I had one to say that they were offended by Judgment Day. She said, you're making fun of the Bible. I said, it's a freaking movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. Snowflakes and buttercups. You can't live with them, you can't live without them, I guess. But anyway. When is the week of exams? That will be, it will be April 24th through what?
30th.
How do I know what my grade is in Hubert's class? You go to Gradebook and Webassign. It's up here at the top.
That's hard. That's
Listen. Listen. Miss Shuttleworth, am I crazy by making these up, or are there people actually that can't find their grade at the end of the semester?
People can't find their grade.
They can't. Yeah, I know that Gradebook says that I've got a 94.6, but what do I have in the class? That's an actual email. I can show you that email. How do I know what my grade is? What are the weights? This is the most missed bonus question. The most missed bonus question is right there. Why is it easy?
None of the other ones add up to 100.
Exactly. The other ones do not add up to. I will take that one, though. I will take that one if you want to get that. I'll count that. But the computer will not. The computer will count that wrong if you put I'm a loser or call me a loser. What does Webassign give me for, this is an actual student 2 semesters ago, acted like, and notice I said acted like. She called me up, she said, I had a B going into the final. She didn't take the final. She thought she was just going to get a B. And what does the previous question on weights say about the final? How much is your final worth? 20, I think. 20% of your grade. So she just takes a 0 on the final and expects a B for the course. Well, that doesn't happen. And I said, well, you didn't take the final, you got a 0. Oh, I get a 0? Yeah, whatever. You've been through 12 years of freaking school and you've never got a 0 for a, no, bull. I may be crazy, but I ain't stupid. Anyway, Webassign will assign a 0 for each incomplete assignment, and it will decrease my final grade. When is the best time to check Gradebook? It is up to the students, but after most assignments have been what? Completed. The best time to check Gradebook is that last week of class or finals when you have turned in your final exam. Why? Because all the grades are not in. If you check it right now, you've got a what? You've got an F. Because what you do is when you get grades, they take that F and it moves up and up and up. Okay, remember I told you Webassign sucks. So it goes backwards, okay? It doesn't go like all the other classes where you start with 100 and it goes down. Webassign is hardcore. It starts from the bottom, okay, and it works this way. You got to work your way up. Anyway, to make a long story short, the best time to check Webassign is after you take the final. Well, Hubert, how do I know what I've got? How do you know what you have in any of your classes up to this point?
Check.
What do you do to your test scores?
Check.
Y'all don't know how to check y'all grades in a classroom. You add up your test scores and you divide by what?
Talking about manually.
Yeah,
Divide by
manually.
the
Yeah,
amount of
manually.
tests.
That's how you check. If I got a 50 and a 90, that's 140, so I got a C in the class. That's how you check to know what you have in your class up until, the last week of class. Now, you can check it, but it's not going to give you a C if you've got a 70 and a 50. It's probably going to still have an F because you haven't turned in all the homework. Okay, so you need to realize that when you're looking at the grade book. I have to explain that to people because they don't understand that. And then it's got math questions. Not supposed to bunch all the bonus questions together, but this is Webassign, so it's pretty much poster board. So, and then it goes to here. I guarantee you there's a lot of people right now, when they see this right here, they go, yeah. And buddy, when you see this, y'all just quit. Just go to the next one. That one, substitution. Oh, rationalize the denominator? I've never done that before. I guarantee you there's somebody in here right now that has no idea how to do this. And that's why you need to send them to me. And these are test questions. Now, am I stupid enough to give y'all a test and it be the same exact test? No.
No.
If you think this is the test you're going to see at the end of Unit 1, you're mistaken. Why? Because things on the good thing about these computers and these websites is that you can algorithmically generate. See this 6 right here? It's going to change to an 8 if I pull it up again. It's going to change to 15. It's going to change to 19. It's going to change to whatever number it wants to put in there. Okay? It also changes the order. So your number 14, maybe somebody else is number 12. Or somebody else is number 25. So it changes the order. It also, if I give you 10 math questions on a test, it's pulling from 100 questions. So is there any way possible for y'all to sit side by side in the computer lab and get the same math test? No. There's no way.
It's highly unlikely.
Very, very unlikely. Nothing's impossible. Dang old birth control. Okay. So, find all real... Somebody's going to get offended because I said birth control. You wait. Actually, I use birth control in my 120 class. There's a question on the test that says if something has 0 probability, does that mean that it's impossible? Hell to the no. Birth control. All right? Birth control is supposed to be what? Like 99.9%? Something like that? Yeah. Yeah. But that doesn't mean it's impossible. Somebody's going to complain. But, oh well. There's another rationalize, law of logarithms, blah, 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 blah. Oh my gosh. That's an E? Oh my gosh, I can't do that. Quotient. Difference quotient. Oh, hell no, I can't do that. I guarantee you some of y'all have never heard of the difference quotient. And that's algebra. Okay? So hopefully I can get some of y'all to quit today. And if not, then you'll just quit after this test. How about that? All right? I'm just kidding. I will go through all of this stuff. But do you see how impossible it is to fail my test with below a 50? I give y'all, let's count how many bonus questions I give y'all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. How many questions are on the test? Let's look and see. What's 9 times 4?
36.
So everybody, even a deadhead, can make a 36 on my test and not even know one bit of math. So it is impossible to fail my class with less than a 36. Do people do it? Hell to the yeah. 27s, 24s. You put a 0 in there, that 36 turns to a 24. It's called lazy. Okay, who's got questions on the test or the homework? Anybody? All right,
I actually have
questions on anything. Yes.
Okay, while I was working yesterday, this is actually the question I was going to ask you on the email, but then I changed my mind. So whenever I got a problem wrong, it just showed me the answer. And then whenever I just typed in the answer that they were showing me and said to correct it, it's like, okay, you're correct, and now you can move on. And it showed it as correct, even though I got the problem wrong initially. I don't know if, like, what's going on there.
Why'd you tell him?
Because she is on substance abuse, that's why. Okay, let me go and find out what you're talking about.
I know if Hubert was in our shoes, he wouldn't have told his teacher.
You got that right, I sure would. I would have said, okay, that's nice, I'm going to keep that under wraps. Okay, let me go to Gradebook and see what you're talking about, because I have no idea. Listen, with Webassign, anything is possible. All right, Miss Shuttleworth. You did that factoring review?
I didn't even finish it. I started it late last night, but...
Which one are you talking about?
I think there were like 2 that I ended up getting wrong.
I'll have to check and see. Do you remember which one it was? Do you have your notebook, or do you remember which one it was? Oh, she's looking. Okay.
Okay. I think problem 7 was one.
Yeah?
There's no check beside 8. I think she did that.
Yeah, that's no response. Okay, and tell me what you did again. Tell me exactly what you did as far as numbers. What did you type in first? Do you remember?
I do not.
Okay.
It's like really, yeah.
Okay, well, the next time something like that, if you see, okay, this is another thing. See, that woman left. She just left. If you got, she called them logarithms and those e's, and she left. If you see something funny, okay, if you do, let's say you do number 7, and you type in 5 times x plus 5 times x minus 5, which is the same as the other, okay, and it marks it wrong, send it to me, okay? Don't tell me about it. Don't write it down and say, I need you to look at this. Send it to me. If you have one that marks it wrong and you didn't even, or marks it right, and you put something down, and you didn't even put anything down, send it to me, because it's broken. It needs to be what? It needs to be fixed. Okay? So please, I'm not going to take points away from you or anything like that. I just need to know if something doesn't look right. If you get one right or you get one wrong and it's really right, then yes, we'll talk about it as a test as well as homework. Okay? But I need to know about it, and I don't want it written down. I don't want to see it on your notebook paper. I don't want to hear about it. I just want you to send it to me. Okay? And that's true with test or homework. Okay. And that's what you're going to be working on the next. We'll try. I want you. This is your homework for today or this weekend or whatever. I want y'all to get those 3 sections of homework done right here. Okay? And that's review. Now, I don't think you're talking about a lot. Let's see. That one is how many problems? Let's see. That one is 11 problems. That one is 9 problems, so we're up to 20.
Yeah, just 2 questions.
And rationalizing is 7. So you got 27 problems. Now, I'm sorry. I think everybody can handle that. Now let me ask a question, and I know I'm going all over the place here. Most of you females can handle it, males can't, but I'm going all over the place. How many of you, and I'm not going to make fun of you, have not registered on Webassign yet? Raise your hand. Okay, you two. Okay, Mr. Butler, how about Easley campus? Anybody?
Registered.
Pendleton campus, anybody? Oconee, anybody?
I just did it.
Okay, was there any problems?
No.
Okay, did it ask you for an access code?
Well, I'm on my free trial right now, so I have 11 days.
Okay, now that's what you should have got, Ms. Shuttleworth. You should have got some kind of message about how many days you have left. That's what worries me. Okay, why are you I mean, just curious. Is it because you don't have an access code or what?
Yeah.
Okay, so you hadn't had any problems?
No.
You didn't, okay. Make sure you get on this weekend. All right? You need to get, today you need to get on Webassign, even if it's a 14-day trial period. But if you don't want to cause the world to stop rotating, do not let that that free trial run out. Because I know with MyLabs Plus, if you let that trial period run out, you have to call MyLabs Plus, and they have to deactivate you. Then you have to go in and type in. It's just a pain in the butt. So don't let that 14-day trial period with Webassign, because if MyLabs Plus is bad, oh gosh, you probably have to stand on your head and do something crazy for Webassign. Okay, because it's like back here behind MyLabs Plus. So don't let that 14-day trial period run out. But since that 14-day trial period is there, you need to go ahead and log on so you can get these 3 sections of homework done so you won't be behind next week. Does everybody understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who else has questions for me?
Are there any examples if you get something wrong on Webassign, like on MyLabs Plus?
You have like several tries, I believe. Now I need to check that because the way it sounds, I need to check that because I don't know what let me check it right quick and see. Let me check. You said it was the factoring review. Let me check that right quick and see.
Yeah. We had a ton of ways to help on MyLabs Plus. I always
It looks like you get 5 submissions for each answer.
can't ask for an example or anything. Like
Yep, that's the difference. That's the difference between Webassign and MyLabs Plus.
That's dude, this.
Yep. So you're going to have to send it to me. You're going to have to depend on me a little bit more with the Ask My Instructors. Okay. Now, hey, babe, what is that supposed to mean? Listen, now there are some questions that they have videos with, and I try to pick those. But in that review, they didn't have any. If they don't have any, I don't put them. Okay, I can't put them. I can't make them up. But that's why they don't have any. So you're going to have to. Now, when we get down, I'll show you one. Let me get to some of the like 1.9. You might see one with a. I don't even know if they show you if it has a video or not. 1.9. There's 1.9. Some of the questions that are actually in the book, some of them may have a video with it, but it'll say down here, say watch it. But I don't think you're going to see any of those until we get to the calculus, because Webassign sucks.
Yep.
So you're going to have to use Ask My Instructor a good bit, and I don't mind that.
Okay. Free.
All right, who's got another question? Now, the test, okay, this is another thing you have to, let me show you this. Like I say, this is primitive. So when, I got to get rid of this student view, it's messing me up. When you go and look at the test, when you pull up the test, it's going to look like, where's my future?
It's right there at the bottom.
I don't want to look at future. I want to look at all past. Aren't they're not even showing all my dang assign. I hate Webassign. Well, there it is. If you'll notice, I have 3 forms. I have to make 3 tests for each unit so that you will be able to take 3 tries and it take the higher of the 2. I have to actually make 3 tests. So unlike MyLabs Plus, which I just give you 1 test and it does it 3 times, I have to. So that shows you the difference. When I first started using Webassign, I tried to do 1 test and it didn't work because they didn't understand the taking the higher of the 3 and the 3 attempts. So I had to go through and make 3 tests. So that shows you the difference between the 2. So when you pull up your test on Unit 1, you're going to have 3 tests, A, B, and C. And if you make a 98 on the first test, then you don't take the 2 second and third, there'll be a 0 and a 0. What's the highest grade of 98, 0, and 0? 98. And they will take, Webassign will use the 98. It will take the higher grade. Just like my other classes, just like I've had to doctor Webassign to fit the way I do things with other classes. So everything I do in other classes is the same. The only difference is that you're working with a more primitive website. Now, Cengage is trying to change that. The first original website was Webassign, and it really, really sucked. Okay? Cengage is going to do everything they can because they're a good company. Cengage is going to try to make it better. Okay? They just bought it like last year. Okay? So it's not going to happen overnight. But anyway, anybody else got any other questions about book, the class, anything? If you want to go to the book, it's under Home, and you go to ebook. Graphing calculators, go ahead and get them. We're not going to use them very much right now. We will use them as we get into the logarithms and the exponentials. We're going to use those, and I let you use them a good bit for graphing, because graphing at a business level, when you're talking about the first quadrant, you're talking about calculus, area under curve, it helps to have that calculator, because you can find the intersection point a whole lot quicker than doing algebra. We're going to do both. But make sure you have a graphing calculator. Make sure it's good, and make sure you know how to use it. Okay? Colored pencils, highlighters, graph paper, imperative. You need to get it. Now, you can go to Google, print out, or type in online graph paper, and you can print out as much as you want. I'd say at least 10 or 15 sheets, but just run off 1 sheet, run it through the copying machine, you got all you want. Okay? Colored pencils or graphing calculators, colored pencils or highlighters, and make sure you have a graphing calculator and notebook paper. That's pretty much all you need for this class. Who else has got questions?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So you need the access code to access the textbook and the assignments?
No, you need the access code to go through the whole semester. Okay? Right now, if you was to go on to Webassign, it would give you a 14-day trial period. Okay? You can go ahead and do that to do the homework over the weekend. You with me? Or you can get the access code. I think you can buy it online. Oconee Hall, you said that the 14-day trial period came up with you. Did it give you an option to buy the access code?
Yeah, at the top it says you can buy the access code.
Does it do that every time you log on?
I can check.
Okay, please do if you don't mind. And that would be your access code if you get it online. I think it's about $10 to $20 cheaper if you buy it online than if it's bought with the book. Does anybody know how much it is with the book? Anybody?
60.
I'm 65.
It's 60 or 65 with the book, or is that the book and the access code?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hey, the book and the access code in real life is 65? Yeah. Mine it says it's like $100.
Yeah.
For the.
Well, that's because did you buy the big book, or did you buy the note-taking guide, or what?
Well, I was just looking I was looking online, and it was like if you go on Webassign and it offers to buy, it's $100. Or if it's cheaper in person, I need to get it in person. I haven't got it yet though.
Well, you might want to get it. They might be doing it cheaper in the bookstore. I don't know. But however you get it before. You can get the access code next week. I just want you to get on there, and I want you to get started on the homework with the 14-day trial period so we can get started on Chapter 1 and get the review out of the way. Okay? Any other questions? Hi, Oconee, what'd it do? You got it yet?
It's not giving an option to buy. Okay, yeah, it says it's $100.
Okay. So
yeah, it works.
So every time, so whenever you log on, it gives you that option to buy the access code.
Yeah.
Okay, so that answers your question. Easily Campus, that answers your question. Every time you log on, it'll give you that access code or the option to buy the access code, or you can go to the bookstore and get it, and y'all say it costs, what, $65? $60, something like that? Y'all figure that out. That's like going between Walmart and Target. Y'all figure that out, okay? Y'all just get the access code.
How much was it online?
100 something. But remember, you get the book with that. So actually you're buying the book with that. I think the only difference between the online access code is this book. Where's that book? Okay, is this book called the Note-Taking Guide. Evidently, that's the difference between the 60 and the 100. I have no idea. I don't know.
So if we get it online, we get that as well?
I don't know if you get that or not. I really don't know. I don't see it on there. I don't think you do. I think you have to buy that note-taking guide.
It's cheaper to buy more stuff.
So I guess the best thing for you to do is check with the bookstore. Okay?
All right.
Check the bookstore, because the only thing I know you can do here is get the book.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay?
Hubert,
Yes.
so you're saying that we need to buy the access code for this book to do it online, and then as well we need to get this note-taking guide that people have as well?
It looks like to me the best bet is to buy the note-taking guide with the access code.
You just said that's $60, right? That come with the book and the access code?
Yeah, I think that's the best, because you can actually get the book online when you got the access code. So
when you buy the note-taking guide, it has the access code in it, and then when you type the access code in, it gives you Webassign, which includes the online textbook.
Okay.
So if it's like $65, that'll give you the note-taking guide, which comes with the access code. So that's 2 down. And then when Webassign includes the calculus concepts textbook in it. So you don't have to buy that physical book.
Okay, there you go. There's your answer right there. Okay, so the best thing to do is just, now if you go online, evidently you pay $100 for the book and the access code. So technically it sounds like to me that the best buy is with the $60.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the trial is like the pilot stage. There's a crazy one last week. This, and it popped up for trial, but whenever the trial ended, we just got the low end Cengage.
Because it gives you access codes to everything.
Okay.
For the $120.
Okay. Y'all work that out however you want to. When we get together back Tuesday, y'all give me some input on what y'all decided to do and what y'all did and what y'all think was the best, because I really don't know, because I don't log on to this every day. I've been logging on, and it hasn't cost me anything because, of course, I'm not a student. Okay? So y'all just work on that, and let's get together Tuesday and see what y'all come up with. All right. Now, the only other thing I need to do, I'm going to let y'all go today because we're not doing any math today, because I don't want to start in the middle. I don't want to change horses in midstream. I wanted to get all this logistic stuff out of the way, and then we can start fresh Tuesday with math. So let me get the, where's the okay. Anderson, unless y'all got questions, y'all can go. Unless your name wasn't on this. If your name wasn't on this, you need to see me after class. Okay, the rest of y'all, I'll call the roll, and y'all can leave whenever I call y'all's name. And y'all have a good weekend. Okay. I think this is I don't know what campus it is. I need to write it on there. Bill?
Here.
Which is that Easley?
Pendleton.
Is it Easley or Pendleton?
Pendleton.
Pendleton. This is Pendleton campus. Bonaparte.
Here.
Childs.
Here.
Dickey.
Here.
Dickey is here.
Remember, I think it's
Raise your hand, Dickey. I can't hear. Okay. Dick.
here. Just gave up on me.
Estes.
Here.
Haney.
Here.
Moman. Moman. Moman is not here. Novak.
Here.
Scott.
Here.
Butler. Butler.
Here.
Shuttleworth. Here.
Here.
Shuttleworth, you're at the Easley campus. You should have told me that. Anybody new at the Pendleton campus name I did not call?
Yeah, you didn't call me.
I think are you the new person?
Yeah, it should be Borgie.
Okay, spell that for me.
B-O-R-G-H-I.
B-O-R-G.
G-H-I.
G-H-I. And first name?
Dustin.
I didn't get it. It was muffled. What?
Dustin.
Dustin?
Yeah, I got a speech impediment.
No, I couldn't hear because of the microphone. The microphone. Now,
No, you're good.
did you just add yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, did you add through Carrie Califomo? Because I think she contacted me about you.
Yeah, she overrided it. Yeah.
Okay, now go to the website, go to my YouTube, and did I send you the emails and stuff? I mean, did I send you an email?